Hello, ladies, gentlemen, welcome back to a video that everybody wants to see and the video that I get asked about way too much all the time. Alright, so let's quickly... Why is Jeffrey here? Hold up, guys, like, this is not scripted, but listen, guys, don't say anything, but let me just do a little bit of cookery right here. Bonk. Oh my... Sorry, brother, man, like, it do be what it do be. I mean, I had to, like... The bed was struggling. Anyways, let's get into it, right? Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to a new patch. The patch isn't out yet, but let's pretend it is. New patch, medium bruiser build guide. Okay, it's something I get asked about all the time on stream when we're playing. What are we gonna do about the bruisers in the new patch? Obviously with massive nerfs coming, right? So firstly, let's talk about what's actually best in slot at the moment as a bruiser. At the moment, for the next 2 more days, unless they keep postponing the update. We're talking Resi Shirking Freedom, Resi Shirking Freedom, Resi Freedom Grav, Resi Shirking Freedom, Resi Shirking Freedom. You may be wondering why 5 Freedom. Simply the ability to get out of stuns just a little bit faster. Just even if it's 1 frame faster, in my opinion, and in a lot of other bruisers' opinion, is the best thing to go for in-game at the moment, period. 5 Freedom for a medium bruiser, absolute meta. You should run it. 5 Resi as well. In the next patch, I think that will be even better. Having 5 freedom and then having an additional freedom almost from just being in a medium load, or even if you're going heavy, even if it's like even if it doesn't give you full value like some people suggest, it is still better as long as you get out of vines faster, out of scream faster, out of shocks faster, whatever it is. Freedom will always be, in my personal opinion, the best stat to have on a bruiser. Getting out of the stuns is the most important. When do you realistically die in this game? When you get knocked to the floor, let's say, you cannot dodge, and somebody detonates over you, right? Or the healer gets pressured and you don't get heals. But let's not go too much into this. Going over what's current biz, once again, stam recovery / protection health. A little bit of a debate when it comes to best in slot rings. One would say Leeching in Vig / is bis. Another would say Hearty in Vig / is bis. A third person could say Hearty in Vig void damage would be bis, and then the fourth person would tell you that Leeching in Vig void damage is bis. I'm gonna leave this to interpretation. In my personal opinion, Leeching / in Vig is bis, Hearty in Vig / is bis if you're playing super low ping. More on that later, but basically with low ping you can dodge faster. If you can dodge faster, basically the game doesn't have enough time to register enough stamina regen, so it basically needs to be you need to wait before clicking dodge a little bit more. Not gonna go too much into details. Both Leeching and Hearty, amazing options. And then we're talking Earring. Refreshing Toast, Regenerating, Purifying Toast is considered bis across the board. When it comes to the Heart Runes, obviously you have all your stone forms. You have a couple of options here. Mending form, arguably extremely good if you are responsible to be disturbing in the wars. We have Detonate stone form, arguably completely dog shit unless you're trying to have some fun. We have hardened, obviously cunning heart rune of stone form. This one is arguably extremely good if you're a point player. I would still prefer to take the healing one personally. And then when it comes to detonate, you really only have one option, and that is the brutal heart rune of detonate. Those are your heart rune options, right? Now, and then when it comes to weapons, you're looking at refreshing move, thwarting strikes, and either chain lightning or maelstrom or attunement. Obviously not lightning. Any sort of chain, any sort of attunement, any sort of maelstrom with refreshing move and thwarting strikes is currently based on the Great Axe. And when it comes to warhammers, anything with shock and thwarting, and then either attunement, chain, or what's the bleed with the crit? What's it called? I forgot. The bleed with the crit, okay? Like the thingy that bleeds. For some reason, I just can't remember it right now on the top of my mind. That used to be the old biz. Some people might argue. Few things here, few things there. But this is absolute demon setup. Alright, now let's talk about what's going to happen in the next patch. Right now, all the bruisers are running 300 210 con. This is a standard. If you're not running this, you're honestly trolling. But in the next patch, this changes so much. Because now, you will have 2 options. One option will be going 210 strength and 300 constitution. If you're picking that option, you are not really changing anything in your gear. The Resi Freedom Shirking will still be very close to this. You could argue going with Resi Freedom and then either Elemental Aversion or Shirking or Refreshing Ward. Very slept on a Refreshing Ward can become extremely good in the next patch. We're talking Resi Freedom Ref Ward. Okay? So dropping those Shirkings, being a little bit more vulnerable, but at the same time, everybody is losing damage, so you being a bit more vulnerable, it's actually not the end of the world, as long as you're compensating with enough magic resistance to where you're not absolutely getting nuked by all the fire shit coming at you. Right? So consider that. Look for pieces that are Resi Freedom Ref Ward, Resi Freedom Shirking, or Resi Freedom Elemental Aversion. Those are all going to be good choices, but obviously Shirking is going to be much, much less effective. But once again, things are going to deal less damage, so Shirking being less effective, you know, it kind of compensates. It kind of makes it fine. It works. It works out. All right, so keep in mind on that. So if you're playing 300 con, you don't need to change anything. However, in my personal, unprofessional opinion, what's actually going to happen with some top tier bruisers is they will stay 300 strength and 210 con. And what will actually happen is all you will be changing are your weapons. And now thwarting strikes is kind of shit. Unless it's on a Warhammer. Because on a Warhammer, you can take perks such as... let's see it. Where are they? This one is super important, right? So if you're thinking Warhammer, you can still have grit, but not have 300 con. If you do not know why 300 con, they are changing the grit perk from 300 strength to 300 con. So now... this will be actually something worth using. So for example, in my opinion, I'm not changing my Warhammer. The way I utilize my Warhammer, right, is I just half heavy, and you will always have grit when you're using these heavy attacks. Always have grit, okay? Even if it's not full heavy, even if it's just partial heavy, like this, that is gonna have grit. You will not be interrupted. So I'm staying with thwarting strikes on my Warhammer. But what is going to change is the Great Axe. Now, Great Axe, what is going to be important? They are nerfing Refreshing Move, however, Refreshing Move is still going to be BIS. So you're looking for Refreshing Move 100%. And then what you're looking for is, instead of Thwarting Strikes, you'll be looking for Enchanted. Okay, Refreshing Move Enchanted. And then the third perk will either be Chain, or Attunement, or Maelstrom. So everything stays the same, but change Thwarting for Enchanted. Okay, and that will then allow you to still deal good damage with left clicks, bada bing, bada boom, and then going for your full combos. However, your full combos are going to be a lot weaker, but still, everybody is going to be a lot weaker as well. So it will be compensatable, it will be manageable, okay? It will be worse, but it will be manageable. And then obviously, because of the lack of extra damage, I do believe that Detonate will now take priority over Stoneform. Personally, this might be wrong, and it might be juggleable, so do keep in mind to have both ready, but I do believe Detonate is actually going to take priority. And if you are a bruiser, I believe Armor Breaker is now going to become almost a must, so almost dropping POD for Armor Breaker. So if we quickly take a look, I do have a little cheat code here on the side. If I quickly look at... let me find it. Well, okay, so look, we're gonna take okay, I cannot respec because I'm on the I've used my ability, but we're gonna respec and I'll show you how an Armor Breaker page would look like. So on Armor Breaker, it's important to reach the lasting trauma. Okay, that's the important part. And then you're really just going like this, and you're really just going like that, and you're also going like this, and you're skipping this because it's useless, and you're going like this, and you're going like this. So what you're basically dropping is reduce damage taken while sprinting, reduce Warhammer cooldowns while using light attacks, useless, reduce stamina, useless, after 2 light attacks, useless, after hitting a target with active debuff, gain haste, useful, but we don't really want to run it over this. This is obviously amazing. This one, theoretically, you could go like this. I think this is also a good page, okay? I think this is actually better than this. This is you know, but this is good, this is good. So, what you want to do is you want to be running this. Why? Your combos will be maybe looking a bit different. Maybe you will not have shock available and you will look something like this. right? So something like dodge grav into armor breaker into spin, for example, or dodge grav into shock into spin, right? Or maybe even wrecking ball into light click into armor breaker. All of those combos are now gonna be super important to get familiar with, because, well, you're gonna have less damage, but enemies are gonna have less armor. Oh my, Jeffrey! Jeffrey! Okay, listen. Is it a bot? It's Rockabara console. Okay. If you know, you know, man. But what the fuck? Why is he running here and then... This has to be a bot, right? Why is he here just chilling? Is it a broken bot? There is no way, right? Do it again. Oh! Dude, what is this bot behavior, man? Hello? Alright, anyways, moving on with a swift video here. Conclusion, look for Resi Freedom ref words. Even if you're a heavy, by the way. Also, that's worth mentioning, you can also look to transition from medium to a heavy bruiser and still look for Resi Freedom ref words or Resi Freedom shirkings or Resi Freedom elemental version. But please, for the love of God, play Freedom. You will become an absolute demon. When I went from like 3 Freedom to 5 Freedom, life becomes different. You become like literally unkillable if your healers have fingers. And yeah, that is really all there is to it. So you're gonna have to decide between 300 strength and 210 con. I personally will stick to 300 strength, 210 con, and change my weapons into enchanted, and then see how that plays. If that plays like shit, I still have this option with thwarting, and I can still go 300 con. And if everything goes to shit, we just swap to Fire Mage. And obviously, I hope this helps out somebody, somewhere on the new world. If you're still playing this game, there's not many of you left, but if you're still playing this game, I hope I can help you out a little bit with this video. This is gonna be the Great X page. However, there is also a possibility of going back into the Whirlwind technology, especially because of the squishiness. Whirlwind could be absolutely phenomenal, even on the Great X. So that's an option to keep in mind of. Obviously, I am still a charge enthusiast, but this is going to be your Great X page. This is going to be your Warhammer page in the next patch, and then hopefully that helps somebody out. If you made it this far into the video, we're getting turbo close to 10,000 subs over here on the second channel. Consider subscribing, leave down a comment if you think that what I said was wrong, and if you disagree with me. But I think I'm going to personally stick with Resi Shirking Freedom, because I'm not going to be changing all these pieces. But I will be actively looking for Resi Freedom ref words, and I will be actively looking to open all of this OPR chests and getting purple versions and upgrading them and getting full business. So if you're looking forward to a nice little 40 war chest, 70 plus OPR chest opening when the new patch drops, look no further than this channel. We'll be posting it, I promise. As always, have a lovely rest of your day. I'll see you around, and hopefully this helped you. Have a lovely one. Bye bye. See ya, see ya.